Okay.
But it caused OBS to bug out and freeze and crash. It's beautiful. There we are. We're back live. All right, guys. Technical difficulties. So I was using Ustreamer to stream between Trovo and YouTube, and the problem is Ustreamer went down. It hard crashed. It went crashty crash. Not my internet. Not anything else. It's not Windows. It's their website. I'm getting 505 1000 errors, so it tells me their site went down completely. Oh well. Oh well. Was not meant to be. Technical difficulties always. Always doing the show. I notice we have technical difficulties one way or another. Usually
Maybe
Pete's.
Maybe I'll pick up the streaming kick now that I have something that works.
You keep talking about Windows. You keep talking about Windows, and you know what's funny about that is it wasn't Windows.
Honestly, dude, like I'm just fucking around. But no, seriously, I could probably start picking up the stream tasks now that.
Well, for you, this is an amazing
thing. Connection, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
dude. I feel good, dude. I feel good. Into the point that
now we got to get Metro. Now we got to get Metro over to it, and you watch him complain about every single thing that's wrong with Linux. You watch. Why is this not working?
Can you imagine trying to show this kid how to do
binaries?
And binary? No. No.
How to put pseudo?
I will point his ass to every fucking Linux YouTuber that I know personally.
Do you know what's funny?
Watch this video.
You know what's funny, right? On Linux, right? On all these websites, they give you the update, the install, and the unpackage, the install, and the update, and the launch. So they give it all to you in steps. They give you each link. So all you got to do is copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. On OBS,
you don't even need to do that. You can just download the package and go to your terminal and just hit sudo update and poof, everything. Because it'll go right through your repositories and just do it that way. And I think that's what I like about Linux a lot is because instead of just going to a site, you can just type in whatever you got to type it in your terminal, and it goes directly to the server.
Yeah.
Downloads the information it needs. It's done. And it's fast. Like, it's really fast.
You're not
Shit,
wrong.
I downloaded a fucking 40 gig update on one of my games on Steam yesterday. Like, barely 10 minutes. And I capped out. I capped out at 100 megs on Steam. I've never done that before. I think I've only gotten up to like 40, maybe 30.
Check it for live on the channel, by the way. Make sure we're back up and running live somewhere on the channel.
Okay. Let me check.
Okay, we are. Okay, we're still live on the same one. Cool.
Oh, are we?
Yep. Yeah, it says we are. Oh, no, we're not. Okay, so it'll probably do a part 1 and part 2, but it's all good either way.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
We'll do part 1, part 2. It's all good.
Oh, okay. I see what it did. All right. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so probably it'll split it into 2, or probably the other one is processing at the moment.
I'll just put part 2 at the end of this one.
Yeah, I can go in and just put part 2 behind it. Not a big deal. If I can find the dashboard thingy wiggy. Oh, yeah, it's right there. God, I hate the YouTube Studio.
Bro,
I hate YouTube Studio with a passion ship, dude. Like, it's so stupid. What's the point? I have to click on
Which
Classic.
service are you using? Because it looks better on this whatever service you're using.
I'm just streaming it straight to YouTube.
Oh, that explains it.
Not using that Ustreamer. The Ustreamer died. The whole website's down. It went downy down. Like, it went down for the account. It was a 10,000 error. Then it was a 505. Then it's a 504. So it tells me their server crashed altogether. Dun, dun, dun.
Now I can try out the Restreamer. See if I get my butt on Trovo.
Yeah, there you go, dude. Hell yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Oh, I know you are.
Hey, man, more people over on Trovo. I'm happy that the here, I'm putting part 2 on it right now, and I'm saving it. There you go, part 2.
Oh.
There it is. So like I said, Windows better be doing Microsoft better be doing something with the Xbox going forward.
What's going on, Levon Cason?
What's up, buddy? Why can I not see him in the chat? Oh, because I have the other chat pulled up. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, I see his chat right here.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because I had the other stream up. That's why. We're having a Windows ending Windows Windows. The party's over.
Woo! Throw some TNT in that bitch and let it go.
I can run. I might switch to Popos too. I don't know.
It's pretty good.
Popos is not bad. Manjaro's not bad, and Ubuntu. The only problem with Ubuntu is it's ran by a company that's owned that Microsoft dumped so much money into. That's the only downside of that.
I have a Linux Mint flash drive right now. I'm gonna format that mofo and.
Yeah, Pop! OS is totally worth it. If you're just wanting to have a better experience with your PC, Pop! OS is where it's at. Manjaro's the second.
Yes, yeah. I'm using Linux for the 5th time, and I think I'm going to enjoy my stay a little bit longer here now that a lot of the main fundamentals that we're missing are now there. I think right now Pop! OS is in a really good spot when it comes to OSs. And especially amongst the distro distributions that are all the distros that are out there, like,
yep,
Pop! OS is balling, dude. Like, they got some shit going on for them.
If you want to have your PC done by them, they will literally build you one too, which is nice, actually.
I get my extra SSD out and fucking plug it up and do that to it later.
What kind of PC do you have, XP?
An 8-core processor.
FX or Ryzen?
FX A350.
Okay. So rocking the old tried and proven.
Hey, it's a good CPU. That's what PJ's using right now, dude.
I bought it like 3 years ago or 4 years ago or some crap like that. And I'm just,
it's really on the market right now. They have a Dell Omniplex right now. If you guys are interested, 6700 for 350, 250. I've seen them as low as 4. Slap in a graphics card into that thing, you'd be gaming real quickly.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Heck yeah.
I want to get Modern Warfare to work, but this graphics card can't run it for some reason.
What graphics card do you have?
A 1060.
You should be able to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my 2 gig card can run it just fine, but like when I upgraded it, it can't run it. Like,
How many gigs do you have? How many gigs do you have on that 1060?
6 gigs.
Yeah, you should be able to run. Yeah, you should be able to run the game.
I load into Warzone and like it like crashes just like 3 seconds into like the warm up match, and every time.
Interesting, but that's PC for you though. That happens to everybody on Warzone. Warzone is poorly optimized.
I bet you, dude. I bet you that the Linux kernel will like breathe new life into your 8350.
Oh my god, I think you're right.
Like
I need to get my other SSD out somewhere. I need to find it. I forgot which box it's in.
Bro, because when I was on Windows, I couldn't run shit. Like, I would literally just be sitting here, no windows open, no joke, no windows open, not playing any games, talking with this guy, and Blue and Shadow, and then all of a sudden, my whole system goes, boo!
Oh, God.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that sucks.
Should I just like put it on my main OS? No, I should not do that. I mean, main drive, fucking stupid of me.
So we covered in the first part. We covered Sony investing in Epic Games, which was not surprising. Sony's been talking all about that Epic Games engine for a while, so I was not surprised they were going to invest into the company itself. We talked about the Microsoft event. They better be showing off games and giving you a reason why to buy it. If they don't, that's going to be not good at all. Like seriously not good at all. They need to show off games. They need to show off why they bought all these first-party studios like years ago. and bought out like four or five of them. Give you a reason for it. But yeah, we can always hope on July 25th that they do something. Wouldn't it be shocking they do show something of the consoles? Just to give you a tease. The Lockhart's here. Yeah. They show it to you. They said they were going to focus on games. Thoughts on the PS5 backwards compatibility?
Are they actually going to do it?
Yeah, they are, but that's going to be through PlayStation Now, though.
So emulation.
You're right back, gentlemen. One few minutes.
All right, man.
So see you in 20.
Well, Mike, Sony has stated that they're going the way like Microsoft's Ultimate Game Pass with PS Now. So I would not be surprised if like I said earlier in the show, PS1, PS2, and PS3, PS4 will probably all be on that PlayStation Now service. So you'll get the backwards compatibility, but under a paywall, most likely.
For an additional $60, you too can play your favorite PS3 and 4 games on your PlayStation 5. You stop paying that set $60. Guess what?
You lose all of it.
I can see them doing it, dude.
It's working well for Microsoft. Take a look at the Ultimate Game Pass. It's working really well. They could sell it cheap. Like I said, my predictions were when the Series X comes out, they offer Ultimate Game Pass on top of it for free on the house to get people in.
Yeah.
I mean, I could really see it. But I hope Microsoft doesn't do the whole, oh, hey, here's $59.99. By the way, you're already a customer. Well, gee willikers, you're fucked. Have a nice day. Because they do that with their Ultimate Game Pass, literally, no joke. Nowadays, if you get a trial or anything from them to add to your account, they tell you if you've already been a customer, you can't add it. I hope they don't do it that way. I really hope they don't. Because that will just be bullshit in itself.
That I will.
But, Levon, I think backwards compatibility on the PlayStation will go through PlayStation Now. They could just put it through a service and make everybody happy at that point. Instead of saying, oh, these games will work over here at certain times, these games will work over here at certain times. They can put it all under a streaming service. And they get you right then and there. Honestly.
Yeah, boy.
And I'm happy to see Sony kind of coming out of the gate now finally saying, yeah, you can run PS5s on an external hard drive, but it's not going to be the same experience.
I'm back.
And not forcing you into using their SSD.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it safe to plug up a hard drive via SATA while the computer's turned on?
No.
I wouldn't recommend it.
All right, I'm not doing that yet.
I wouldn't recommend, plugging the power into it, fully.
I'm trying to, see what's on this hard drive because my old roommate had it, and he said it was destroyed, and I don't fucking know who works. Because the dumbass destroyed it when I gave it to him, apparently. So we're going to see. I'll check in a minute.
But, Linux, literally, tonight, saying it throughout the streams, it's not a bad operating system to go with.
It's caught up a lot to the times, believe it or not. A lot more than what most people would tell you. Probably people that probably have heard bad things about Linux and just never tried it themselves. So,
well, the one that's been pushing that whole narrative of Linux has been Linus. Look how many videos he's been doing on literally
his entire servers, his entire server rooms run off of Linux.
And what is it, level 1 techs?
Yeah.
He's been pushing Linux. He was the one that did the 4 GPUs on Linux with DaVinci Resolve. Which was insane. Him and Epis Fox. And when it comes to graphics card support, you're more looking to go NVIDIA than you are AMD as far as...
Nowadays, because AMD's been dropping their fucking ball,
No,
man.
on Linux. On Linux-wise, AMD was king. AMD was king for the longest on Linux. And then AMD just, stopped giving a shit about their driver support. They're coming back to it, supposedly. And Nvidia just like, yeah, we need to get our shit together, and they did. And Nvidia's like killing it on Linux right now, currently with drivers. They are 10 drivers behind Windows, though.
That's not a big deal.
Right.
Especially if you're using these drivers. It was the same thing back in the day, bro. If you remember, like back when Mint and all these other distros were running off of AMD base, like it was literally like almost 15 drivers behind, but you were still able to run certain games. So, I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. It matters, but not really. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Anything else that we need to talk about? Maybe free. Let's see.
Check out my mixtape.
No. Oh, Ninja may be going to YouTube gaming after all. If you guys haven't seen his streams yet, he's been over on YouTube gaming streaming a whole bunch.
Well, the YouTube creator manager, whatever his name is on Twitter, made a good point. He said he's always been a YouTuber, like all the time. He's been doing YouTube. It's not like he's ever left. Where Twitch, he left professionally, and Twitch didn't want to see that, and so they made it as unprofessional and awkward as possible.
Now I'm wondering if Dr. Disrespect's going to go over to YouTube. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that or Facebook. Either two.
Maybe.
I don't think Dr. Disrespect would go Trovo or Brime or D Live. I don't think so. It'd be a if anything, it would be a short-term deal, kind of like PewDiePie for D Live. It wouldn't be anything special. It would be like first 3 months he streams on said and collects his money and goes. I don't think it would be a long-term deal. Because D Live, Trovo, and Brime and places like that can't afford that. Flat out. They don't have the capital like that. Even with Tencent supporting Trovo like the way they are, I don't think Tencent wants to make a gamble like that on Dr. Disrespect when they could put that 10 million, that they gave him into the people. Same with D Live. I've noticed that with D Live and Trovo, they've really not been putting big stock into people, really. Into big streamers. They've been really dumping that into the small streamer, really. Yeah, because you got the Trovo 500, and the Trovo 500 is a ranking system, which is cool. And whatever rank you get, you still get paid out no matter what you do. It comes down to view hours and watch hours. So
yeah,
I like how Trovo's doing their whole partnership program.
I'm going to head out early. I'm going to do this install real quick on this hard drive. I'll catch you guys in a little bit.
All right, man.
Good stream, guys. I'm sorry I didn't talk much. All right, see y'all.
Yeah, man.
Again, if you guys don't know who that was XP38. He's responsible for over 90% of the music we use on this channel.
Same with our streams.
And our streams. So I do suggest you guys go check him out. Really cool dude. He doesn't really have much to still let him for you. He doesn't talk much as it is, but he's a very creative mind. And I've known him for a long, long time. And I've seen this kid grow on SoundCloud. I've seen him grow on all of these other audio platforms. And the dude is so talented. He is severely underrated. This kid has the perfect ear for audio. Like this guy, the stuff he makes is all him. He doesn't just take, other people's work, mesh it together, do a mix, and say it's his. Like all the shit he makes, the majority of it is his. Like almost all of it. I think all of it on the. I think he only uploads his shit. Like, he is a really talented guy. Go check him out. I'm gonna go look for his channel right now, and I'll link it to you guys. He's severely overlooked. Not many people know about him. I've always felt this kid deserves a bigger following than most people when it comes to music because he's that good at it. He doesn't have any really. he's got a low self-esteem when it comes to his channel. Like he doesn't do much on it because not enough people watch him. Not enough people give him any attention. It's sad because he's very talented.
Like how we are when it comes to game streaming. We were really underlooked, really, to be honest.
You know, you can network with people for however long. It's just you just gotta hit it. When you hit it, you gotta make sure you ride with it. You know, I should have did that back in the day when we were both at our prime.
Well, it's kind of like what's going on Trovo in a way, in a way with people. But you know, one thing that needs to stop is I'm a refugee, but you know, hey, we need to be Trovo, not trying to be, you know, look at me, I was on Mixer and feel sorry for me. Like, no, hell no. It's the one thing. That's the one thing with Trovo that I don't like is all these Mixer refugees coming in and saying, "Oh, I'm a refugee." Like, no, you're not, dude. Far from it. That's the one gripe with the platform I have. To be for real, you know. We were talking about that the other day. About, you know, your thoughts on the
the whole refugee nonsense, dude. Like, come on, guys, don't go into another platform seeking pity, dude. Like,
well, the thing with Trovo is right now they're really cutting that shit out. They're making people, you know, cut that shit real quick. A lot of the partners are going in and making sure people are, you know, keeping to what they are. You know what I mean? And I really don't blame people for that. Really, I don't.
Dude, I have a sarcastic shit that I want to do in Trovo. Making fun of those guys. I'm a cam girls refugee.
Oh, Jesus. Totally, I could totally see it, man. Totally see it, my dude. I really could.
I'm like, you guys, my cam girl site shut down. I can't help it. I need to make money to feed my 30 kids from 30 different dads.
Oh, Jesus.
All the money that I'm making from each father, you won't believe it, but I'm still broke. Thank God they're all in the same state where they side with the mother.
Oh, Lord. But guys, if you're not checked out Trovo or DLive, they are new to the game. Yeah, well, DLive's been around a lot longer than Trovo, but Trovo's new and it's gaining a lot of momentum in itself.
Yep.
They got to fix a few things. I will say they need to fix the whole viewer to content ratio. Once they plateau, they'll plateau here soon. What will happen is they'll have the influx, and then you'll see viewers become more often than streamers. You'll see that. That's what they're upset over, is more content than viewers. That'll balance itself out. It's new. Everybody's checking it out. You have people going, oh, well, it's like Twitch. And those people that are saying that Twitch needs to sue them, I don't think Twitch really cares. I don't think Twitch cares enough to go, oh, hey, let's sue the pants off of some small fries company and their ideas. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to do that. I think Twitch is trying to stay in their own lane. They need to be worried more about YouTube gaming coming up, really, up the pike. They should be concerned. Because you're going to watch an influx of big streamers probably go over there that are big names in the Twitch space. Works out well for Ninja. You're going to watch a lot of freaking people do it. And Twitch better be worried. As Trovo stated, they want to be in their own lane, so they're going to stick in their own lane. Right now, they're sticking to being small, and that's the way it should be. They should not step in the territory of Twitch. Should they be a competitor? Sure. But they should not. They should stay in their lane as far as I'm concerned. Stay to what makes them good. And a lot of the admins and owners of it are saying that. So they're saying all the right answers. And even Tencent said the same thing. They're kind of like keeping an eye on it, putting money into it when they need it. And Tencent has tons of money, so it's pocket change to them at this point. Really. And Tencent already stated they don't want to sign big streamers. They stated right off the rip they want to build the community. They want to
it should be.
Put money into it to build content creators. I consider, and I'm going to say this, and I know this is going to sound terrible. Trovo's like the G League of the streaming services. Like, if you want to go and watch upcoming big streamers, like they have a future, go watch on Trovo. D Live, same thing. You get that minor league system, that farm system that you get to watch people grow. Unlike Twitch, where it's so saturated and you try to go find those new up-and-coming streamers, and it's very difficult to find.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to, like, grow your stream, right? Like, we're all trying to be content creators and entertainers to a certain extent while streaming. Go to the smaller platform. Home your craft that way. And then build yourself up. And if you really want to go to a big platform, then, branch out from it. Or stay to it, however you prefer. That's just my opinion. Trovo just needs to get some, other apps going on in their platform for like Xbox, PlayStation, and so forth and so on. And I think they got a winner, really. And focus on the they're talking about social media, so like search engines and algorithms. If they can do that and do it well and do it better than like a Facebook or a Twitch, what is else there to say about? D Live's kind of doing it here and there with the algorithms, but that's far in between. And Brime, I'm not going to mention Brime because the reason I'm not talking about them is because I feel that I think it was a group of guys that came together and was like, oh yeah, let's just make a streaming service. It's a great idea.
Why Brime though? You know what I mean? Like, why that name?
That would be like me and you coming up with a streaming platform saying F Twitch and we're going to call it Fuckface. Come join us.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, why do they name it Brime?
They are the joke of the town, really. Them and Trovo have been joked upon hard all over YouTube.
I mean, it'll grow. It's definitely got an audience already, and it's not even launched yet. It's got a ton of following. Like, people are flocking to it. So there is that. But still, like, the fact that the name, I just don't like the name. I support what they're doing. They're clowning Twitch, and they're getting a lot of clout for it. By all means, keep trolling Twitch. I think it's a fantastic way of keeping Twitch on their toes. Good for you. But why the fuck did you name it Brime?
But here's the thing, you don't go
I'm
after...
gonna have to talk to the guy, the Brime TV guy. Like, he actually talked to me the other day. I'm gonna ask him that and be like, dude, what the fuck were you thinking?
I honestly think Brime should not be going after Twitch, really. I think they should stay in their lane and build their platform. And make it an alternative.
I mean, like I said, I love the show. I love a good train wreck. It's funny as hell because they have made
I get why every big YouTuber has put Brime as their own downfall. Every one of them has said this. Brime's going to be their own downfall to themselves. When you go after a big entity, you're going to go down hard. That's why Trovo's not hard in the paint at Twitch. When they talk about it, they're like, no, we're staying in our own lane. We're not touching that. We're not touching that. But we will bring aspects. They did say they will bring aspects of Twitch over.
You know who got along with Twitch the best out of all these little side companies? Beam. When Beam started up, they went to TwitchCon, had a booth there. Matt actually shook hands with all of the heads at Twitch.
Yeah,
and he
did.
played ball. And I think that was so damn nice of him. He could have been like the guy at Brime, clowning Twitch all the time, but he didn't. He instead put on his business suit and went to work. And I think that's probably more important than doing what Brime's doing. But again, like I said, I like what Brime's doing. I mean, I know we disagree about this, but I think it's funny. I mean, they've been clowning them for like the last week.
I'm not saying it's not funny. What I'm saying is, business-wise, if you're trying to grow a platform, wouldn't you want to, not piss off your competition and try to be the alternative to bring streamers over than fucking with an entity that shouldn't be in. You know what I mean? AEW doesn't do it. Well, AEW is starting to do it with WWE, shooting on them and shitting on them because WWE is putting. See, that's funny to me when WWE puts on a shit show.
And see, that's what how I'm looking at Brime, dude, is putting on the shit show.
Like, I'm just watching, you know, with Brime, they're the laughing stock right now, currently in all the streaming platforms. They are the laughing stock. From what I've heard from every big YouTuber and Twitch person, they're like the biggest laughing stock on the earth. Give them credit, they're trying to get traction this way. I don't think they'll last long.
I don't think they'll last long either, because it's just one dude that I've seen, and he's got like a group of people that are helping him with on the back end of stuff. Like I said, I talked to the guy. He seems like a pretty cool dude.
Well, here's the thing, capital. That's your main thing, capital. When it comes to making a streaming platform, capital. Trovo's going to survive because of Tencent. Flat out.
Well, Trovo is also a brand name that you can approach.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's unique. It's different. They handle themselves differently. So, and there's not a lot of animosity there. So, like, they make it very easy to approach them for deals and work with them and do business contracts. Brime?
The way it comes off the tongue, dude, it's like, Brime.
I hate it, dude. I hate it.
You're a primer. Like, there you go.
Oh, God, dude.
Instead of saying primer, you're a primer. Let me get my primer out for my car and wax my shit.
Brime, dude. Like I said, the guy seems cool as shit.
Let me get my bottle of primer out.
Personally, I just want to get this out there. If you ever get a chance to watch this, bro, like, I'm not dissing you on your shit, but that's a shitty fucking name. Brime.
Let me get my primer out and
you might as well fucking named it hot dog water, dude. Like, ugh.
No,
I don't know why I hate it so much. But
what they need to do is they need to get instead of having like, I don't know how their logo is, but what they need to do is just get a can of spray paint and just put Brime on it. That would be their logo.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
And just call it Brime. Because, like, what are you doing? Like, it's like, were you guys looking at a can of paint and you were just like, oh, yeah, primer. Brime, yeah.
Like, Brime?
We're looking at the sex lube called Prime Lube. Let's call it Brime. Yeah.
Sex lube is Brime, dude. Can you imagine, dude? Like, yo, babe, let me go get my Brime out. She's like, ew, what the fuck's Brime?
It's that streaming platform that I'm on, you know? Oh, Lord.
Why? Why is that name existing? Like, I hate that like, I think the site is a great idea. But the fucking name of it, dude.
They're not going to survive because they don't have the capital. I'm telling you this. I'll give them 2 years. I don't think they'll.
Dude, Caffeine's been lasting for how long now?
You know why Caffeine survived, right? I'll let you have a drum roll on that one. Fox Media went in and pretty much dumped in tons of money into it.
Oh.
Fox Media, Netflix did. Huge. I think it was Fox Media Corp went in and paid, and Disney, I think, too, went into it. And, yeah, it didn't work out very well because they're still in the same shit show that they're in. They haven't upgraded anything to it. So
that's because all the fucking money in the capital went into their pockets, dude.
Like, Caffeine would have been a great platform, but they made it kind of like Periscope.
Dude, their latency is so good. Like, it is so good. Like, when I streamed on there, I was impressed.
Yeah.
My stream looked crispy. It looked sexy as shit. It was a 1-to-1. People were chatting with you, and you were literally having an actual conversation. And then it just went to shit. Like, I'm like, why, dude? You guys they technically had FTL before FTL was labeled FTL.
And by the way, anybody that watches this, I'm going to say this to all you Trovo streamers, including myself out there. Listen, FTL is not coming to Trovo. Stop asking for it. Stop wanting it. I do not want it on Trovo, period. No. I do not want to see FTL on Trovo. It is disgusting. Go to most Mixer streams. FTL was horrible.
Yeah, but it was awesome when Beam had it.
Yeah, I will agree. Beam FTL was great. Microsoft FTL, god awful.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Like,
that forked my system so many times, dude.
You had to be on the same bit rate as your friend when you were streaming co-streams. It was pretty bad. It was terror bad. Like, when I was streaming with Digital here on one time on Mixer, right? So I think we were playing Destiny 2 at the time. I think it was Destiny 2.
Probably.
If we weren't on the same bit rates, he was streaming at 6,000. I was streaming at 45. His stream was bugging out. Mine was doing just fine. That's terror bad. When nobody can view your friend and you're trying to have your audiences come together, that's not a good thing. That's a terror bad thing.
I never understood why it's so hard for FTL to be a thing when Matt had it and him and his team made that. I remember him introducing it to us for the first time when Beam was in its infancy. And it worked. Team Stream worked. In its beta phase, it worked better than after he sold it to Microsoft. Microsoft took it, were hyping it up. They did a few things to it, and it just went to shit.
The problem with Mixer, which nobody wants to hear, is Microsoft did not leave an impression in people's mouths. I keep trying to tell this to people. It's basic business. When you don't put your shit on the Roku boxes of the world, okay? Here's a fact. Okay, when you don't put it on the Apple TV that little Johnny has in his house, his parents own, and he's trying to go watch Ninja, and he can't get it, you just lost your demographic. That's what happened. And by the way, when you go to stores, when people say Twitch or what's a Mixer? What is that? What is this? I don't get it.
There was a lot of people that told me they didn't know what the fuck Mixer was.
It's because Microsoft did not advertise it properly to the masses.
Which was stupid because they set up an entire studio in fucking New York for like, what was it, $60 million fucking building?
Yep.
For Mixer.
Yep.
Invited all of the top creators to this place.
Yep.
Fucking hardly anybody showed up except for a few people here that were doing podcasts. That was it. That was it. That literally $60 million just went out the fucking window because they thought that this was going to be the best thing. Like, motherfucker, I wouldn't have been able to go to New York for this shit.
I would have done
more money to go to New York and stream for however many hours with these people.
I would have done
a dime.
I would have done a better job. See, here's the thing. Beam was getting traction, but there was no advertising behind it. And you would have thought with Microsoft, right? You would have thought with Microsoft behind it, right? Floating the bill, right? You would think there was going to be advertising with the Xbox and Beam.
Remember when me, you, and Shane talked about it? When Microsoft first purchased Beam and we thought the same shit? We're like, dude, this is
I wasn't around you guys when they purchased Beam and turned to Mixer.
Oh, you weren't? I thought you were.
I was around you guys when Beam was in alpha. When we streamed on alpha and beta. Kind of like what Trovo's going through now.
Well, we talked about this. We're like, because we were excited. We're like, dude, this is dope. Like, I am so happy Microsoft's decided to do this because this is a lot of money to Matt and his team.
I was on the opposite. I was on the opposite board of that. I was like, a mistake is made. I can't believe you sold out to them. I would have sold out to somebody else. Because I said that then, as I will say it now, I said it's a mistake and it's going to cause their downfall. I said this because I said Microsoft is just buying it for the assets. It's going to be a flip that they're either going to flip in 3 years or it's going to go down to somebody else or it's going to go away forever. And guess what they did? They asset flipped everything to Facebook Gaming. Instead of, and I said this in Trovo, I'm going to say this here on the show. The mistakes were made. Microsoft did not advertise. They tried. They were desperate. So they went out and got Ninja and Shroud out of desperation because they didn't have the piece of that pie, that viewership that they were looking for. And they were desperate. And it failed. And these two streamers got to keep the money. They did not sign them to lucrative contracts. If anything went wrong, they get to, Microsoft gets to keep money. And they get partially of it. They gave them guaranteed deals like we're in the NFL. Microsoft was betting on these two people to rise them to glory, which they should have done. F all that. Go back to their roots and put it into advertising. Microsoft's been known for this shit.
Dude, and those boys were putting in time on their contracts. They were actually streaming to the site. I know because I watched both of them simultaneously.
But when you have no advertising, when you don't have advertising up on the street court, like Twitch, for instance, okay? Reason why Twitch is well known the way it is because of advertising. When you go watch a commercial during the NFL, you're seeing on Twitch. You're seeing Amazon Prime. Twitch, a parent company. You're seeing that through their shows. Every time I watch an Amazon Prime video, like Goliath, they'll come up with a Twitch thing. Every once in a while during an episode, they'll show off what's coming to Amazon Prime. Then they'll show Twitch. Then Netflix. Kind of this, when you see commercials, you get Twitch commercials. Microsoft should have capitalized on this. They didn't. And the other thing is, I get they wanted this console rivalry thing, but that should have been all thrown to the side, and they should have put it on PlayStation anyway. I never understood that. Microsoft, and it's the same with Windows Phone. What angers me the most with Microsoft is they took good shit, and they were getting desperate towards the end. They were getting desperate for developers to come develop for them, instead of advertising in and getting your closed ecosystem more people. Windows Phone would have still been here if it wasn't for their fatal flaws. Groove Music. Yeah. Microsoft wanted to be the first one to the market for streaming. So what they did was they rushed out the first Zune. The first Zune was made by Toshiba. They rushed it. They borked it. That was the downfall of Microsoft.
They need to bring it back, though.
What, Zune?
I love the service, man. The service was good.
Groove Music? Or Zune Music or Groove Music when they changed the name?
Zune Music was pretty ballin'.
For its time, it was ahead of its time, though.
I liked the UI, dude. I love the UI. The UI was what brought me to Zune.
Right.
That's why I use Spotify. I love the UI of Spotify. Groove Music, you're like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's what happened. Same kind of thing. Everything that Microsoft did, it doesn't put a lasting taste in your mouth.
No, they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, well, good thing there's other services I could go to that are far better than this shit.
Well, then what came out, okay, so the way the Zune died was like this. Anybody wants to know the history? Spotify came out a year later. A year or two later, it came out.
Tanked them, dude.
It was, they were already on life support. They were more on life support when Spotify came out. But Zune was so good. They took the Apple screen technology for an iPhone, not the iPhone, for the iPod.
The original iPod, yeah.
And they made it better. But it was a little too late. The way they what they called it, squirting. Yeah, that's what they called it. They called it squirting, where you could share music between your friends. And it was revolutionary at the time, but it was only good for 3 days unless you paid for a membership. Unfortunately. There was a lot of downfalls with Zunes and Zune players. But, yeah, you want to go through the history of that. Microsoft's been well known to that. Windows Phone was the same. Anytime Microsoft buys anything, I notice they just give up on it. They just asset flip it to somebody else and let them do the dirty work. Like Facebook, like guys, my true feeling on Facebook is I don't care for the platform. I don't care if Microsoft's over there. I know why Microsoft did what they did. They want the VR technology. They want Oculus on the next Xbox. So why don't we go make nice and sell them Mixer?
It's almost like they should have never gotten away with doing what they did with Oculus in the first place and kept it or something, huh? Fucking idiots.
And and I feel bad. I feel bad for Mixer streamers, but at the same moment, at that same moment, I knew it was happening. I could have told you this a year ago. The way Mixer was acting, they were acting like they didn't give a shit mode. Really.
Yeah.
I'm hoping with these new platforms, I think Trovo will be the one that everybody flocks to primarily. I think you'll have D-Live there. I think Trovo will be ahead of those guys just because the way Trovo has made it mainstream to stream. They made it fun. They kind of gave you that Beam aspect, and you keep hearing it from their admin team. They want to keep it where everybody grows together. They do not want to bring in bigger people because then it becomes like Twitch. Then you have that Twitch problem. And they've already admitted that they have a problem. They have a problem right now. There's more content creators than there is viewers. And they said the work starts now. They did say that in their little meeting last week, that they need to work better on getting more viewers over. To do that, it involves advertisement. So I wouldn't be surprised knowing Tencent. Tencent's been well known in the Call of Duty mobile market for supercharging their advertisings. So I wouldn't be surprised that on YouTube videos going forward, there will be something to do with Trovo. Call of Duty Mobile, if you want to see more of it, come to Trovo. You know what I mean? They're going to do more of that flash advertising. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, yeah.
I do not want to see Trovo sign any big streamers. I think that would be a mistake in the first year.
I agree.
I think it would be a mistake to have FTL. Their latency is just fine. Really. What I could see them doing is doing what YouTube's doing. Ultra low latency, get it down. They've even said they want to get it down that far. And have that transcoding. They did say that they have transcoding servers. And they did admit somewhat that their servers are in, some of their servers are in Singapore. So that's why they're having the problems with some people's streams. Because you're trying to shoot that far. So
right.
It will get better over time. I think they will bring dedicated servers to the United States of some sort in somewhat capacity. They're young. Give them time. And I'm just enjoying the ride at Trovo. Like, I got friends coming over to it that are just, it's like basic streaming all over again. It reminds me a lot of the Ustream days when they first started. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to talk about? Or we want to wrap it up?
We can wrap it up. I got to get going soon. I got to go and go get her some water and try to fall asleep because I got to get my blood test tomorrow.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, man.
Poking in the arm somewhere. That doesn't sound
fun. Right?
Well, guys, check us out. He's on Linux now, and he's going to be doing more stuff. We are still, I say this every week, it's getting old. I know it is. The vape game is coming. We are finalizing everything.
It actually is. I'm going to look into doing the driver shit for the camera.
Right.
Because from what I understand, that's also UVC.
Yeah.
So that is going to happen. In fact, I'm going to probably go and try to shoot something.
Now, that Razer capture card I gave you may want to look and see if that's UVC.
Right.
Before you plug it in. And if not, then you can probably...
If not, I can just pop it into my AverMedia that's in the tower, dude. It's not a big deal. It's all right.
Or you can flip it and then go buy yourself like a Cam Link or something.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
It's a good little capture card. You can give it to your roommate. Sell it to him. It's a better capture card than the Elgato. I will say this: there are some things that are better. The picture quality on AverMedia on Razer's capture cards are better than anything on Elgato. Razer does not use the same technologies anymore. They don't rehash AverMedia stuff anymore. They do their own in-house stuff now for their capture cards. But They go through the same distribution as AverMedia. But anyway, vape game is coming. More stuff coming from us. He's going to be streaming here and there on Trovo, mixed in with D Live, so you'll see a lot more of digital over on those platforms.
Now that I can, yeah.
I'm also thinking about doing maybe a little different with my channel. I'm probably going to move over to BitChute for me from YouTube because I want to go with the smaller theme, the smaller platform. So coming from you guys, I'll be doing a lot more co-op stuff on BitChute. I'm going to move away from YouTube for a bit and go over there and see what that's all about. Probably with this, I'll probably do some more co-op videos with digital over here, gaming talk, things like that. You'll see more of them on my channel. Because we do feed very well together. We do, feed.
We bounce off each other pretty
very
good.
well. Him and Metro does the same thing with me. We feed off of each other very well.
Oh yeah,
easily,
definitely.
Anyway, check everybody out in the Game Talk crew. Links will be down below in the description. I will add them after the show's out on both. I will put the links to the articles in the description for you guys so you can click on them. We'll be back next week. Game Talk afternoon show. Probably sometime. It's gonna be a little weird this week. It'll probably be this week. Probably sometime in the middle of the week, depending on everybody's schedule. I know Pete really wants to do it. And I kind of, with my dog dying and all this stuff happening and all that, it just wasn't in the cards on Sunday. That wasn't going to happen.
No, you've had a pretty shit week, actually.
Anyway, we're out. You guys all have a good night, good morning. Take some coffee. And if you guys watch the replay, enjoy some coffee. Have a good morning. Good afternoon, good night, wherever you guys are location-wise. We'll be back next Sunday with another show, hopefully. Keep you guys updated on Twitter and whatnot. Let you guys know what goes on. I should be updating you guys more and more as we go. Because I know we have dedicated viewers and followers of the show. And now being over on Trovo, I get asked questions all the time. What's happening with the show? I love it. I love you guys talking. So I'll try to keep you guys updated through my Twitter, Digital Will. Through the RT Discord, through the Game Talk server, we'll do our best to keep you guys in the loop as much as we can when shit goes awry and anything like that. Anyway, we are out. You guys have a good one. And, yep. Oh, shout out to XP Gaming. If I didn't say that, XP38 Gaming and also music. Check him out. We will be throwing a link out to him in the description so you guys can click on it, his Bandcamp stuff. Go out and request. If you want something from him, go request it, see what his pricing is and availability. He's a really good guy, does a lot of stuff for all of us in the RT community and the Game Talk podcast community and other communities. He is working his way onto, I believe, Trovo, D Live, one of them. And, he does a lot of music. So if you're into the non-copyrighted and you don't want to do Pretzel, you don't want to do all these services, and you just want non-copyrighted to your liking, he's your man for that. He definitely does a lot of stuff. And he's very talented. Very underlooked, as we said earlier. Anyway, we are out. Thank you, XP, for joining us tonight. I know you added a few things and contributed, so I appreciate it. You guys have a good night. Peace out.